Hello and welcome to the Catching Up podcast with Ananya and Katrina, two college friends who are doing their best to keep catching up while pursuing their goals and dreams. Both of us have had the opportunity to do some traveling in the last couple years, and we're hoping to do some more in the future, so today we're going to talk about it. But before we get started, Ananya is going to get us started with a quote from Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen.
If adventures will not befall a young lady in her own village, she must seek them abroad. Katrina, tell us about your adventures abroad.
Oh God, there's a lot.
Okay, how about you tell us about one of your favorite experiences outside the United States?
Okay. I would say my favorite is probably my first study abroad experience. I went to Dublin, Ireland and did an internship over a summer. It was the summer after my freshman year. It was my first time out of the country. And so that first travel experience was also living in a different country. And I think that was just a really good experience to have, especially at that age. Yeah, it was just super fun and got some work experience in.
The exchange year, it's always a hit in your 20s.
Yeah, I know. It's like the typical, oh my gosh, I studied abroad.
What's one of your favorite experiences within that exchange year experience?
I feel like my favorite thing to do is to go and just live there as if I lived there and just experience the way life is in a different place. One of my favorite things to do traveling, whether it's short term or long term, is go to cafes, local cafes, and just chill there as if I was living there, and then also people watch and just kind of get a sense of the way things run there. What has been your favorite travel experience so far? I know you're kind of technically still traveling a little bit.
I think it's a weird question because I still feel this is my experience abroad, living in the United States, because I'm from India. And by far, of course, the biggest part of my life story and the most fun too. I have so many friends here. I know people say United States does not have a culture, but I would say I was able to experience the culture here and get to know people. And definitely one of the best experiences and taught me so much about my life. And this is the place that made me independent and who I am today. I wouldn't be without the US experience.
Yeah, I feel like the independence part is important because I think when I went abroad for the first time, having the independence and being away from everybody and everything just I don't know.
Yeah,
it builds character.
I know, it builds character. And when I was coming here, my suitcase weighed more than I did. And it was just so hard to carry two suitcases and just going somewhere you have no idea. And I had no one. I was 19 during that time, and I had no idea where I was going. Somebody at the airport said, "You need to lift." And I'm like, "What do you mean lift?" Because I had no idea Lyft is a cab service. And so I had no idea what was going on. I landed here and I was on the verge of crying and I want to go back. I don't know how to do this. But it's been fun.
Did you have at the beginning, I feel like this is something that I experienced every time I went and did a study abroad. The first day I'd be there, I'd be like, what am I doing? This is the worst idea ever. Did you have that?
I definitely thought that coming to the US would change my life and it would be so magical and this is the fairyland. And then I was all by myself. I'm like, no way this was a good idea. But then it was a journey.
Did you fly in straight to Tucson?
So I flew in through SFO, and then from there it was a direct flight, so it wasn't much. And then I was flying with some people I already connected with in India who were coming here too.
Oh,
so it was a really good flight. But then after that, when everyone just dispersed and we were going to our own places, it was a little bit of a hit. What am I doing? Where I am? I don't know anyone. And even I didn't know how to speak. Every time I tried to like say something, people would be like, "Huh? Can you say that again?" I'm like, "Oh
Yeah.
no, I don't want to say it again."
Yeah, that's, I don't know, that's a 19 too. That's like, especially because you like knew you were going to be here for 4 years
For a while.
plus.
I feel like
Yeah.
that led me to like change my accent a little bit too, just so that people don't say it again. I know it's not perfect, but at least I don't get like say it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've always understood you. So,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe we're just like
A
telepathic.
lot of work insecurities hidden behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to speak anymore. I'm so tired. Because it takes so much effort. Not anymore, but before it took so much effort and it was very stressful and tiring. But I think it was all for a reason and I don't regret it.
Yeah.
It's like the part of being in the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that. Like in Ireland, I didn't really have much of an issue, but I also studied abroad in Barcelona. And I remember it was like 3 weeks because I didn't really speak any Spanish before that. And I just remember being so mentally drained every single day because I was like having to translate things in my head. And like, I didn't even know half the things I was translating to.
Oh my
Like,
God, can we talk about it real quick? The translation in your
yeah.
head, like how you speak your language first and then translate it in your brain and then like what comes out, it like almost acts like a computer, your brain.
Yeah. And I feel like whenever I try to translate things, I'm like trying to translate the words, but also translate the meaning. Because, like, the way you say something in English, or like in any language, the way you say something determines like what it means. And I'm like, I need to figure out the translation, and I also need to figure out how to say it so I get the meaning across versus like saying the words, but then conveying something that I don't actually mean.
So can you speak fluent Spanish now?
No.
No.
I like have lost all of it.
No,
And I
hablo
honestly
español.
like, yeah. One thing that I regret from my study abroad is like, I don't know how different this was for you, because I feel like you have a lot of American friends. But like when I studied abroad, pretty much, especially in Spain, pretty much my only friends were the other Americans who were studying abroad. And so I didn't really get a big opportunity to like speak the language. And I didn't, it was kind of like just like being a tourist for a couple months.
Yeah.
Like you did get to like integrate a little bit into some different things, and like I did work for a company while I was there and like had Spanish coworkers, but like I feel like I didn't get
Did people
integrated
there
enough to like
speak
absorb the
English?
language.
Did people there speak
Um,
English?
in Barcelona, like a lot of the younger people spoke English really well, but a lot of the older people didn't really speak at all.
You think that is what like stopped you from making friends there, or what was it? Why were you not able to make
Um,
like Spanish
I think there were a
friends?
lot of things. I feel like we were like trying to make the most of our experience. So like every other weekend we'd be like on a cheap flight to some other country. So we didn't have a lot of time. And then also like everybody who lives there has their own friend groups. Like they're not looking for new friends. It's not like going to college and like meeting lots of different
Yeah.
people. You're like trying to find people in a new place and you don't really speak the language that well. And pretty much everyone who lived there also spoke Catalan, and that was more of the like language that people would speak to each other. And so not only would I have to like learn Spanish, I'd also have to learn that.
When I was coming, when I decided to study abroad, one of the universities I almost decided to go before coming here to U of A was IE University in Spain. And then I was almost all set to go there. And my family is like, Ananya, that's going to be so hard because of the language. Like, you can still speak English. So, United States, it's the better opportunity for you because it would help you, like, even do more because of the language. And so I decided to not go to Spain only because of the language.
Was the program in Spain in English or in Spanish?
It was in English, but I feel
Okay.
like friends are such important part of it. And then when you go together for an exchange year, you are still with internationals and like people who can speak a language like you. But then if you're going 4 years there just like to study, I feel like it could have been not a worthwhile experience.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say that now because now I would make more efforts. But like as a 19-year-old, it would have been really hard.
Yeah, and I think being there longer, I feel like when I did study abroads, was going to be there longer than a couple months. I think I probably would have put way more effort into learning the language because I like did want to learn the language. But like a language takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time.
And so if you're going to be there for 4 years and you like know you have to get it down to like have a good 4 years, like I think that would help with motivation.
Yeah, and then I also had my roommates who were Americans, and so like since day one, I was like surrounded by American friends, and that literally helped
Yeah.
me like learn more.
What were your biggest like cultural shocks of living with
Ranch?
Americans? Do you like ranch?
No, I didn't know what it was, and everybody was asking. I started working at Einstein's Highland Market.
Right, yeah.
That was my first job, and I did it so that I can understand people more. Like literally, that was the reason. And I used to work 10 a.m., 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the night, which was so scary. It was the craziest idea ever. But
At night? Oh,
yeah.
was it on? It was on Highland, not in the.
Yeah, it was Highland Market. It was right in front of the rec center. Anyway, people would show up drunk and like they had like weird food preferences, and I got to learn about it all and talk to them. And I feel like it was the best job, and I would highly recommend if you are going to a new country, start at customer service first, because then you're gonna see people and you're gonna be able to understand what people prefer. Like when in Rome,
Yeah.
do as Romans do.
You just
And
like
you'd
get
be
a
able
lot
to
of
do it. Yeah.
exposure to yeah.
Yeah. And I remember my first job there, and then everyone was asking for ranch with fries. I'm like, what is this? I need to taste this.
Have you
And
heard
then
of
I-
Cranch?
No, what is that?
So there's like some condiment company that does all the condiment combinations. So
Wow.
Cranch is like ketchup and ranch.
Oh my God.
And
I
there's
would,
like a
I
bunch
think that
of
would be a slay.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I would mix it together. I think I'd like
we
mixing
should
all
get
the
you
sauces
some.
together. A
Yeah.
crunch.
Yeah.
Crunch for Christmas. I want hippopotamus
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Okay, I'll send you some.
Okay. Yeah, but it was like everything was shocking, and also the small talk. I remember first night, I went out with my roommate, and then she was talking to a guy at a coffee shop, Snakes and Lattes, and she was talking like she knew him, and I'm like, "Do you guys know each other?" And it's like, "No, I was just saying hi," and I'm like, "No, you're like, hey, how are you? How's your day going?" India is not like that. If you don't know them, you don't smile at them, you don't talk to them. And if you do it, they would think you're crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that from like a lot of like foreigners that have
Yeah.
moved here. That like
Yeah.
small talk is
Yeah.
very different, and that like, cause like, like the way people connect is different. I feel like we
Yeah.
will just like chat with each other, but like not actually mean anything by it.
Yeah.
Like we'll ask you like how you are,
I know,
but we
and
don't
I was
actually want to
so
know.
shocked.
Like,
I'm like, why would you talk to him if you don't know him? But then I learned it. And then my Highland Market job, it made me such a good small talker.
yeah, yeah,
But definitely the small talk culture, and then the food preferences threw me off a little bit. And then it was hard to just like manage my own finances. I've never done it before. And even like that was the first time I was making money. I
Yeah.
had no idea what I was doing and how to like take care of my money and savings. I still don't get it.
yeah. And you're like trying to support yourself
Yeah.
in a new country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it definitely made me so strong. Like nothing can shake me now.
Yeah. I feel like
Take it
traveling does build, and like moving to different places builds a lot of confidence.
Yeah,
'Cause
and then
you're
when
like,
you're
you just like have to figure things out, and you get a lot of things that go wrong, and you're
Yeah.
the only person who can figure them out, and you do it. And then you're
And
like, well,
when
next
you
time,
do things all by yourself, like when you're alone doing it, the strength that comes out of it is very different.
yeah, it's stressful.
It's stressful. It's so stressful, but I wouldn't take it any other way.
Yeah.
What's your worst travel experience or like your some biggest mistakes you made while traveling?
Um, I think one of the mistakes I made while traveling, there's a few. Um, One of them, we had a flight that was delayed one weekend,
It's always the flights.
and the flight was delayed by like 3 hours or something. And so we were like, well, why would we sit by the gate when we got 3 hours left? Let's like go get something to eat. And while we were getting something to eat, they moved the flight back to the same original time, and we missed the flight. And so we stayed in the airport for like 10 hours and booked another one like later that evening. Thank God it was cheap because nobody wanted to go there. We were going to Denmark in the middle of winter, so nobody wanted to go. But yeah, so that was like frustrating. And I think the other travel mistake I've made is like traveling with a big group and like having to coordinate that. Like I feel like traveling with a couple people is great. Traveling with like 10 people is too much. Like there's always drama, there's a lot of
Yeah.
logistics.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there you get some slow people who are like, "Yeah, I'm coming."
Yeah. Yeah. What's your biggest travel
Oh
mistake?
my God, I cannot ever forget it. It was my first time going back to India. And I'm like, I'm gonna do everything myself now. I am independent and I can do it. And I booked my flight myself. And so I booked this flight from LA to, and that was the cheapest one. I'm like, I'm gonna save money too. And
Hmm.
so it was from LA to Stockholm to Helsinki and to New Delhi. And then I didn't know like the flight from Sweden to Finland is considered domestic. And so I needed a visa. So first it was so hard to get to LA because I didn't think about it. And I'm like, okay, I'll just do Flixbus and I'm gonna save money. And it was the hardest journey ever because I couldn't find the bus stop. And then when I reached there, it was just like almost leaving. And I was like screaming, please, please, please take me. And then I took two
Ah,
suitcases and only one is allowed. And I'm like, please, I have no idea. My life's falling apart. And the guy just let me go. And then finally, I reached LA after like 11 hours. I was so drained. I didn't know how to take my two heavy bags and then go to the airport. But I figured out a way. I reached the airport, like there's a little bit distance from the bus stop to the airport. But I figured out the tram. And then when I reached the airport, the person was like, you have to wait. Just because you're early, you have to wait till 4 hours before your flight like takes off. So I was just sitting at the airport and it's the worst. LAX is the worst airport I've ever experienced.
yeah.
So I was sitting there for hours and then finally it was time. I go to like check in my bags and then the lady's like, you cannot board because you don't have a visa. And so I was like at the airport crying, weeping, crying for my life. Like I have no idea. And I called my dad and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then we rebooked the whole flight again. And flights to India are so expensive, I didn't even get a refund. Anyway,
Oh my
I had
gosh.
to wait another 10 hours and it wasn't like like it was outside. And like the people there, everything was just so scary. And I was just sitting there for like 12 more hours. And then finally, I boarded the flight. And then I forgot to book like a vegetarian meal because I'm vegetarian. So like on a 25 hour flight, I didn't eat anything.
Oh my God.
So
When was this?
it was horrible. It was the worst experience of my life, but I learned a lot from it. It was my freshman year.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was my first time like booking my own
You've never
flights.
told me about that.
It was so horrible, but it still gives me PTSD when I travel. Like my heartbeat is like so high and up. But then I met some really good people on the way and they were all internationals, but they were like supporting me. There was this lady there's a little shop inside the airport and she's like, "Why are you sitting here for so long?" And then she gave me like salts and stuff for free. And so like
Aw.
she like took care of me, and I met some good people who were like, here, have some food. Yeah, but definitely a story and the biggest mistake, but I learned a lot from it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Cheap
feel like I would
cheap
freak
flights
out
are a
at the airport
scam.
after that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you ever
That's
take
crazy that it's
Ryanair?
considered a.
Did you ever take Ryanair?
Oh, I've taken Ryanair.
Oh,
I have missed Ryanair flights. Oh my gosh, you want to hear about this? This isn't like a mistake I made. This was the fault of the airport, honestly. But some of the people who were like in the internship program in Dublin with me, we all went to Amsterdam for a weekend, and we flew Ryanair. And this was the summer
wow.
that the Amsterdam airport was like insane, and like they had like thousands of bags missing. Like people were missing flights. Security was taking 2 hours, and so when we were flying back to Dublin, we were like, okay, we're gonna get to the airport like 4 hours early.
Yeah.
We're gonna like be okay. But Ryanair apparently had some rule that if you weren't from the EU or you weren't from Ireland and you were flying into Dublin, you had to check in person. You couldn't check in online, and you had to print out your ticket. And the booth to print out the tickets didn't open until 2 hours before the flight,
Oh my God.
and security
I
took
hate
2 hours. And we were like running from security to the gate, and we got to the gate, and some of our friends had like made it there already, and they were boarding the flight, and the lady there must have just like been having a bad day or something, because she was like, we waited for you, like we just closed the gate a minute ago, you're gonna have to book another flight. And we're literally watching them like board the plane. Like we're like,
Wait, so did you
literally
guys miss
just, like,
it?
let us on. We missed it.
Oh.
And there was another family there who like missed it as well. And they had like 4 kids. And I was like, lady, just like let everybody on. Like people are still boarding. Like, yeah. Yeah, I think she like had a little power trip that day. But
I don't know. They're
that's one of
always
those,
having
like,
a bad day.
confidence.
They're always
Yeah.
having a bad day for some reason. And I'm like, you shouldn't be the one having a bad day. I'm having a bad day. I'm literally missing the whole flight and I've paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So airport.
What's your-
I feel like we both have a little bit of like airport
Yeah.
PTSD, and like
PTSD.
I
Oh.
arrive like way earlier than I need to all
Yeah.
the time, because I'm like, I'm not messing with this again.
I don't do it anymore because I've figured out like you can always work. There's always a workaround. If you miss a flight, they'll book you another flight. And I'm like, I'm just so tired doing all this. So now I don't go early, because even if you go super early, you have to just wait. And I just hate
Yeah.
it. Are you
Yeah.
somebody who would like solo travel at all? I know you gave a lot of group stories.
I haven't done it yet. I want to do it at some point. But what do you mean?
I
You don't
wouldn't
wanna
do
solo travel?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, I would do it like. I honestly don't know that I would do it in the U.S. Like, I
I'll
don't
come
know
with
that I would
you.
feel safe enough to do it in the U.S. But I like when I was studying abroad, I would have like done it in Europe.
Yeah, I
But
feel
if
like
you come
I
with
will
me,
have
that's
to.
not solo traveling.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'll come with you. I'm not gonna do solo travel at all.
Okay.
It's just hard. It's just hard. Like you have to figure everything out yourself. Yeah, I can do it. I'm capable of it. Do I want to do it? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we need to plan our EU trip together and then travel across
Yes.
everywhere.
We gotta get some money for.
We have it.
It's a vacation time.
But that's the next plan goal on the list. EU.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my next travel destination that I'm super excited about, to be honest, is Africa.
We're in Africa.
Oh my God, how am I forgetting the name?
South Africa.
South Africa, yeah. Masai Mara.
Cape Town.
Masai Mara.
Where's that?
It's just so beautiful. You should look it up. The wildlife is so rich. And then there are a lot of Indian vlogs about it.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
celebrity. Wait, sorry.
I was gonna look it up. What is it called?
Masai Mara. Masai Mara.
MASAI. Oh, it's in Kenya.
Kenya. Okay.
Uh,
Masai Mara in Kenya.
oh,
So Kenya.
Yeah, Masai Mara National Reserve.
Hmm.
That would be cool.
I
I feel like you like a lot of the like nature,
nature.
wildlife
Hmm.
things because I think you said you went to Yosemite.
Oh my God, yes. Can I talk about all the travel I did?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I did the whole West Coast and it is one of definitely the best experience. It was 16 days we were on the go and we covered all the national parks. Not covered, but experienced all the national parks in the
yeah,
US on the West Coast. And we started from Tucson and went up to Montana, Wyoming, till Yellowstone. And it was just such a beautiful, beautiful trip. And my sister was here. So, and
yeah.
it was
Oh,
my,
this
this
was
was
like
like,
last in May,
yeah, yeah,
probably.
right after
Yeah,
graduation. It was something I needed. And then Hunter was there, my bestest friend.
yeah,
And he was just so nice. He drove all the way because my sister and I did have the license. So he drove during the whole trip, and that was crazy, but only he can do it.
yeah. Chauffeur.
Yeah. No, and I feel like he's spontaneous. And for a trip like that, we needed the spontaneity. And we all
Spontaneous.
were like
Yeah,
that. Yeah. And then I've been to Cuba, which was
I
craziest
know you've been to Cuba.
experience again. Like people were like, "No, you can't go there. It's sanctioned, and nobody's gonna let you back in." It was so crazy, but it was again one of the best experiences. I was just like freaking out. Why are we here? And I don't want to. I don't want to be here. But like as time went by and I saw more and more things, the beach was so beautiful. I've never seen water like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really good. But not a solo travel person.
Dang.
Yeah. I just don't know what to do if I'm traveling solo. I need
I
someone
get
to
that.
talk
Like,
to.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I just like go to a cafe and work on stuff, and I don't know. I'm not like okay. I've like been, especially after studying abroad and just like doing weekend trips all the time. I'm not like a museum person or like a castle person anymore because like they're all kind of, at least in Europe when I like went to a bunch of them in a few different countries, like everything kind of ends up feeling the same. Like you just like go on a trip and you go to a museum and you go to a
Yeah.
castle or something or a church and like
Mm.
I don't know. I'm like more about because I've gotten to experience so much, I'm more about just like
Sitting in a
absorbing the like
cafe
culture
and
and lifestyle and yeah.
food. Eat good
Food,
food. Yeah.
yes. Food.
Take me to church. I'm worshipful. What's your next travel goal? What's next on the list?
Oh, good question. Honestly, like
Barcelona.
I think I would like to go live somewhere again.
Mm.
I feel like I've done a few trips in the last couple years since studying abroad for a couple weeks, but it's always like,
When are you taking
oh,
me
I'm
to
trying
Ireland?
to fit. Good question. When are we going? I feel like trips are hard because I just like know that the trip is gonna end,
Ugh.
and like I'm trying to like
You're
get
my EU
everything in,
person.
and yeah,
You're my EU person.
yeah.
We'll go again and again. I'll go everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like whenever I have shorter trips, I feel like I need to do a lot of things with the time versus I prefer just like chill vacations.
Yeah.
But-
I've never
so I don't know.
experienced something
There's-
chill, but I'll do it with you. I'm down for everything,
Yeah.
but I need someone to talk to because I'm a talker.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So- Well, this is fun talking about travel. I feel like we got to like relive a little bit of it by talking to each other, and I feel like I got to learn some things about your travel that I didn't know before. But this is a great conversation. And before we close out, Ananya is going to close with a quote, also from Jane Austen, from the book Pride and Prejudice.
What are men to rocks and mountains? Oh, what hours of transport we shall spend! And when do we return? It shall not be like other travellers, without being able to give one accurate idea of anything. We will know where we have gone. We will recollect what we have seen. lakes, mountains, and rivers shall not be jumbled together in our imaginations.
Thank you for catching up with us, and we'll catch up with you again next week.